The journeys of this one electrifying superhero we followed all year round. We covered him at first in January, we came back to him in March, and then we came back to him a third time in June, I believe in June. Now it's finally time to wrap up this electrifying superhero's final adventures, as he had a strong start with Season 1, a very popular start with both Season 2 and 3, but Season 4 is kind of where things went off the rail for him in his final debut season. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm of course bringing up and talking about the legendary superhero from Dakota, the Black Lightning from a different city, and one of DC's most popular African American superheroes on the market. Next to probably John Stewart of both the Green Lantern and also Justice League fame. Let's travel back in time to talk about the final season of Static Shock. Greetings, geeks and nerds, I'm Lazy Universe and White and Nerdy, and yes, we are taking a look at the final season of Static Shock. This will be Static Shock Season 4, so if nobody has seen Season 4 yet, spoilers. So do yourself a favor, go and watch Static Shock Season 1 through 4 at first, and then come back and watch this review, otherwise I'm just going to warn some people that there might be some spoilers here. Season 4 of Static Shock is where things kind of get really off rails. And if you think that for a teenage superhero that things have already gone off rails when he first premiered, you sort of be correct. But that's not all entirely what Mr. Static Shock had basically in storage for us as, yeah, this final season, oh boy. Because if you think that things couldn't get more weird for him, Season 4 was like, excuse me, hold my beer, I'm not done making a fool of myself just yet. And it's all sincerity. Season 1, like I said, had a great start. Season 2 definitely had a lot more impactful episodes, and specifically the episode Jimmy. And Season 3 basically kicked off a brand good season, especially with Static going back to Africa and basically still becoming a great superhero, even getting quoted from the great Anansi to becoming, well, a great superhero. But Season 4 had a powerful start, and I really do mean that. A powerful start, because it spoiled on the back of the DVD. Good job, Warner Brothers. And like, very powerful story where he teamed up with fucking Batman Beyond of all people. And then the ending happened. But we'll get to that real soon. But let's just go back and kind of talk about what Static Shock Season 4 brought to the table and why it ended the way it ended, because I do have a theory that why it ended the way it did. So as such, let's dig into Static Shock Season 4, go back to Dakota, and see just what happened to the series that ended the series. Should have been a great send-off for such a great teenage superhero, especially a great African-American superhero. Like I said, that great first episode was actually a great one, where he teams up with Batman Beyond of all people to probably increase the character's popularity.
What about Robin? Robin? He's a civilian now. And the League's off near Alpha Centauri. Gear's on the other side of the world, and your son... Son?
He also had one of the weirdest crossover with a bunch of NBA superstars who all have superpowered suits, and they call themselves the Hoop Squad.
Static, this is Mason Andrews. He's the main contact between the Hoop Squad and the NBA.
You're a sports agent?
I'm with the National Biotech.
And also Static had one more really awesome, and I do mean awesome in the best context, another awesome crossover with Anansi the Spider God.
Were you silent, I might never have found you.
But unfortunately, and I'm sorry to share the bad news with people, not much else happens in Static Shock aside from the same formula, especially for Season 4, where usually the same happens. Static would have a run-in, maybe a crossover with a character, some weird-ass bullshit would end up happening, some wild fuckery, and then the episode would end. The season did have a lot of episodes, some good, some bad, some in between, but aside from that, it mostly is the same formula that they've repeated just for 3 seasons. I know that this is a superhero show, and it's respectfully a superhero show, but you would think that they change up the formula just a little bit from season to season to kind of make things change. They also had an awesome episode where they decided to give Rubber Band Man dyslexia because dyslexia was becoming a very, very highly sensible thing in the 90s. But mostly and mainly, nothing really changed. And what I mean by that is that nothing changed for the better for my favorite African American superhero. But why don't we do a proper review and just talk quickly about the final episode of Static Shock? I'm talking about the episode Power Outage. Static and Gear realize that something weird is happening to the Bane babies. That, strangely enough, they're kind of losing their powers if and when they shouldn't. According to a doctor that they have met before and previously, yes, that's right, Static is losing his superpowers and there's no telling when he'd officially lose his powers.
I'm sorry. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Even the doctor goes on TV and he says, yup, the Bane Baby experience that we had several years ago in this universe is basically going to go away within a few days. Whoopsie poopsie, what can you do? But the best part is that Ebon somehow absorbed too much power and also people within him that he transformed into this fucking monstrosity.
What the fuck is happening here?
And so with all of that, the day is saved and Static saved everybody, and he manages to keep his superpowers. But while his season did end, this would not be the last time we see Static. As Static yet did reappear in Justice League in the two-parter Once and Future Thing, and it was an awesome comeback to such an awesome superhero.
We're all that's left of the League.
You've traveled about 50 years into your future.
Last time I saw you, you were too young to drive.
I always wish that Static would have been a proper member upon the Justice League, and according to the series, he joined the Justice League of the Future with Batman Beyond. But I have to say, folks, that is all. That reviewed every season of Static Shock. I have a theory to why the season didn't end the way that Dwayne McDuffie probably originally had intended, since he wrote Once and Future Thing and brought back his favorite superhero and also his character. My theory is that maybe Warner Brothers had something to do with it, because at the time, Static Shock had 2 other competitors with 1 more on the way. Static had to compete with Justice League, Teen Titans, and what was on the way, Legion of Superheroes. There was no way that Static could probably have competed with the 2 Mighty Titans and 1 more on the way to deal with them. Yeah, I wish that he would have joined Teen Titans. I'm not talking about what we won't speak of. You all know what happened. I want them dead because of it. We won't speak of it. I won't even talk about it or bring it up or mention its name. But you know where he appeared, where he shouldn't have appeared, where they made fun of him. You mention it in the comments, I will rip your head off. And what, you're gonna joke about it, then fine. But it should not have happened. We all know it shouldn't have happened. So in the comments, if you want to bitch about why you're upset about it, go right ahead. But just do not mention it by name. You can call them whatever other name. I just do not want to see them in the comments below, them mentioned by name. You know who I speak of. There are 3 things that we do not speak about on the channel, in a sense. We do not speak about the controversy of Power Rangers Turbo. We do not talk about Power Rangers Operation Overdrive or RPM, or Megaforce, or Super Megaforce. They would all compare in one file. And we do not talk about Cartoon Network's most popular show. But, yeah, that's it. And I have a feeling that the person responsible for writing Static Shock's last episode probably got his ass chewed out by Dwayne McDuffie when he finally figured out, and he said, no. That's not the send-off we're giving my superhero. Step aside, boys, and let a master show you how it's done. So, yeah, that's all that she wrote. Do I recommend Static Shock? Yeah, I still say that I have to. It's a great series with great animation, wonderful music, a catchy ass theme song, and a very powerful and respectful African American superhero. But this small stack right here is it. You could buy this on Amazon with $100. Well, all 4 seasons in a stack like this. I bought them separately and it still cost me about $100, so there's no cheaper way to afford all of these, unfortunately. So, yeah. With that, so, Derek, I'm giving you a proper send off, my good friend, and my favorite superhero. So, do it with me one last time, people. Now I know that everybody's all depressed. I can hear you in the comment section right now with the all around me are familiar faces. Or if you prefer the Jesse song from Toy Story 2. When somebody loved me. But I will promise you guys this. This is not the last time that Static will be here. Oh no, you forget. I do have a top 10 of favorite episodes. So my boy will be coming back. If not, if I don't do the top 10, I'm just saying like next month or, well, not November and not October because October starts Lazy Wing and November I start doing my top 10 best of list. So, yeah. We will be coming back to Static. If not, if I don't do the top 10 next month, there's always next year. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be leaving you for Dabble White Nerd to keep eking on. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. And please don't say all. Don't be sheep. Really kind of think about it. Which one is your favorite season? If I had to pick a favorite, mine would most likely be season 3, not just because of the costume change. It had my favorite episode of all time, with that it goes back and sees his mother. And I would put at number 2 for me, just personally, I would put season 2 at my number 2 spot, especially with the episode Jimmy, which, my god, Jimmy is an episode that needs to be experimented on just for how really good it is. But I will save talking about it until we get to that top 10. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which season is your favorite season in the comments down below. And I know already the answer for some of you, but aside from Static, who is your favorite character? Like favorite villain, favorite side character? Who is your favorite character in the comments down below? I probably would have to pick a Nasi as my favorite side character. He's like one of the best written, and also I love mythology, so I just love, him in the series and everything like that. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and it was a final send-off to Static Shock, but you can always go back and watch my video and reviews on them and discussions on them anytime that you want to. So, thank you guys so much. And also, we have other series to catch up on, like Harvey Korn, the animated series, and as well as Superman and Lois, which I probably catch up on Superman and Lois next month. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be reading your voice. Have a white nerdy, keep eking on. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. Share these videos around the web, and also follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, and as always, take care. And this is one final send-off with Static Shock, which it was worth it. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, and as always, take care.